Okay, now we are ready for Word 2 Project 2. So I'm going to work on that right now. And here in Blackboard, I've got my instructions already downloaded. So I'm going to create my starter file. Download my starter file here. And the first thing I want to do after I have that downloaded is to edit the document, make sure that I can do that. So I'm going to enable editing, and then I'm going to save it with my last name. So I'm going to do a save as. Always remember where you save it at. I'm going to save it as Word Module 2 Project 2 with your last name. And saving it. So now, again, you always want to read through all of the instruction. Now your view might look a little different here. Here on the View tab, my view is set to where I can see all of my comments. So you might want to change it to that. You just do that. You just click on View, and then you can change how you see it, what's going on. So if yours looks different than my screen here. So, but in step 1, it says we're writing a research paper, and we must write the paper in the MLA style and incorporate our suggestions that our instructor's given us. So the first thing we want to do is go to the References tab and make sure it's MLA, and it is. If it's not, if yours isn't, you're going to click on that MLA and make sure it is MLA. And then we're going to go back to the Home tab, and we want to modify our normal style. So to modify our style over here, we're going to click on our little dialog box launcher here, and we want to find the normal style. I'm going to click on the little chevron here to open it up, and we're going to modify it. And what we want to modify our normal style is we want to change the font to Times New Roman. We want to change the font size to 12 point and the line spacing to double. So we're going to come down here to the format area and our paragraph, and we're going to change our line spacing to double and make sure there's no spacing after. And we're going to say OK. And then OK. And then we're going to make sure, I'm going to close this little dialog box here, and make sure that all of your paragraphs have had that change made to it. If it hasn't, then you need to highlight that paragraph and then click on Normal, and then it will change it to your normal style, how you've had it. Now we want to edit our header to put our last name here. So we're going to double click up here in the heading area, and that activates it. And here where it says type here, we're going to put in a Luby followed by a space, and then we want to add a plain page number. So over here is page number, right where we're at. So we're going to put current position, and we want plain number, and it's going to put it right where our current position of our insertion point is. And then we're going to close header and footer, and then we're going to save our document. We want to insert a first line indent for all the body paragraphs. Again, what that is we're just going to make sure that our paragraphs are indented a ½ inch. So you can do each one separately. Click on it and then go to paragraph, insert first line indent, OK. Or you could also go back in and modify the normal style. So where that our normal style, going to modify, come back into the format area and paragraph, and we can add our first line indent right here and say OK, and then OK. So now any paragraph that's had the normal style added is going to be updated with that ½ inch indent there. So our step number 5 is find the sentence, electrification is the process of converting a machine or a system. And then after that sentence, we're going to insert a footnote. So first, let's find that sentence. Electrification is the process. Let's see. It's right here in our second paragraph. We're going to come to the end of the period. And after that period, we're going to put our insertion point. So we want to make sure it's after the period. And now we're going to insert a footnote. A footnote is additional information that we want our reader to have, but we don't necessarily want it to be in the paragraph. We want it to be at the bottom of the page. So to do that, we're going to come up here to go to References, and insert Footnote. So under References, then insert Footnote. It's going to put 1 where our insertion point was. And now here at the bottom of our page, we want to put, it can also mean providing electricity to a state or region. And make sure you spell it correctly. Now we want to modify our footnote text. Now you could just, let me fix this spelled word here. You could just highlight it and change it, but then the next time you add a footnote, you'd have to remember to do that. So if we modify our footnote text, so if we come up here to Home and Styles, should be able to find footnote. That's footer. Where's footnote? Let's go in for our references. Click on footnote here. And let me see if I can find where that's at. Okay, so we want to modify our footnote text. So what you want to do is you want to come up here and look for footnote. If you don't see footnote listed, you're going to go to Apply Styles. And I'm going to scroll down. If you don't see this box, then you're going to have a box where it's going to come up and say, what do you want to see? And you just want to say, see all styles. So that you're going to show all the styles that you have. And we want to find the footnote. And you can actually tell it to put them in alphabetical order, and I don't know why I didn't do that, but I didn't. See if I just type in footnote. Still not showing up. Where is it? Click on here. I want to find my footnote style. I don't know why I'm having such a hard time with this. I apologize. There we go. Footnote text. That's what I'm looking for here. So I'm going to select footnote text. And I want to modify. So I'm going to come up here, my Apply Styles box, and modify. And I want to modify my footnote text to Times New Roman 12 point. I'm going to come down here to the Format and Paragraph. I'm going to change it to make sure I have first line indent and then spacing double. Basically, what I want my footnote text to look like is the rest of my document. Then I can close both of these boxes. Okay, so we're going to insert a citation now. We did this in the first Word 2 Project 1. So the third body paragraph, I'm not having a party here, I'm sure you're not either. The third body paragraph, we want a citation to the existing Bingham source before the period at the end of the sentence in a centralized energy system. So we've got centralized energy system, and we're going to put our insertion point between the S and the period. We're going to come up here to references and insert citation, and we want the Bingham. So we're going to click on Brittany Bingham, and it's going to put our citation in there for us. On page 2, now we're going to find the sentence digitalization means mechanizing. The very first paragraph here. And we want to place mechanizing. We replace this word with a synonym begins with the letter A. So I can highlight this, I can right click on it and say synonym, and one with letter A is automating. It's going to automatically put it in there for us. You can see this 2 right here, that means there's a footnote in our document. And since we changed our footnote style, it's automatically going to already be the correct style as the rest of our format. Okay, so we're going to reply to our instructor's format. So right here, Martin Kerr has given us a text that says you need to add one more footnote, and we did that. So we're going to hit reply and then just say I added one. So he knows that we listened to him and we did what he asked us to do. And in the same paragraph on the Geller citation, we need to modify, we need to edit this citation. So if we click on it, then we can see it highlights, and we've got this little drop down box, and we can click on this and we can edit our citation. Citation is what appears in your document. The source is all of the information for where it came from. And we want to add the page 26 to our citation. So we want them to know, hey, look on page 26 for this information. So now we're ready for step 11. Read and then delete the comment attached to the sentence. Significant process is being made. So right here, so we've got our we want to delete this comment, so we can click resolve. Gets rid of it. And now we want to add a citation for a new source. We're going to insert citation, new source, and the information is in our excuse me, instructions. It's a website. And we've got our author. And we're going to put our information here. Just make sure that you spell things correctly. You can hit the tab key to go from space to space. And we're going to click OK to put in our new citation for Yang. In the last body of the paragraph before the end of the sentence, the rapidly following costs, we're going to insert a citation placeholder. So what this is that it's just like it says, a placeholder for a citation. We don't have all the information, but we know we need to put one in here. So a new placeholder, and the name of the placeholder is Moyes, M-O-Y-E-S. Okay. So we know we can go back in there. So now let's look at our list of resources. We're going to come up here and manage sources. And here's all the sources in our document. Here's our master list over here. And here are the ones that we've used in our document on this side. And we want to delete the Briggs source from the current source of documents. So right here is Briggs. So we're going to just highlight it to make it our current selection, and then we're going to hit delete and then close. And so that just gets rid of that from our current list of sources. So what that means is when we go to insert our works cited at the end of our document, that Briggs citation is not going to show up. So we want to find all the instances of the word development in our document and change it as trends. So up here on our Home tab, clear over on the right, we have our find, and then we have replace. So what we want to find, we want to find the word development. So we're going to type it in here. And again, make sure you spell it correctly or it's not going to find it. And we want to change it and put trends. And we want to replace all. And it tells us it made 3 replacements. And we're going to say OK. And then close. Now we already have a page break in this document. They've already done that for us, so we don't need to do that. So works cited should be at the top of your page 3. So right here in our blank paragraph, we want to insert a bibliography without a built-in heading. So we're going to come up here to our References tab and go to the bibliography. And we're going to come down here to the Insert Bibliography because this is the only one that doesn't already have a heading. And there we go. So now we're going to save our document. Double check it over to make sure it looks like what you see in your instructions. So just look over it, make sure it's what you want, save it, and submit it in Blackboard for grading.